Hello, this is Sasha Sabbath. I'm going to just adjust the camera here for a minute, so sorry. And we are on day 2 of a brand new series entitled Money and Magic Success Activations. Day 2, that's the series. And today, the topic is Mission Driven Mojo. So, yesterday we had day 1, which was clearing and calling back your energy for unstoppable confidence and greater success, faster results. Today, what we're focusing on is the juice, the engine, the fuel that drives these visions of greatness that we have, of success that we have. And one of the premises that is core throughout this entire sequence is this: we are part of a collective consciousness, and our success, our productivity, our effectiveness, our resilience, our creativity is all dependent upon how we react, how we dance, how we move, how we process the collective consciousness that is happening right now. Why? Because we are living in epic times, and anybody who is working with me or is attracted to my work or wants to work with me knows that it is not possible to compartmentalize yourself entirely from what is going on in your respective countries and in the world. Now, this is not a political kind of video, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with you as a person and how you function and how you're able to mitigate the transmissions and the communications that come from your spiritual intuition and your guidance so that you can create a great life down here on planet Earth. 2021 is a powerful vortex opportunity for us to revisit, reinvent, and redesign how we are going to live our life so that we are true to ourselves, we are contributing to humanity, and we are standing in our power. So, mission driven mojo for success is absolutely connected to how we govern ourselves, how we stay inspired. Now, yesterday was all about how to let go of energies that do not belong to us, or let go of energies and pull out of us obsolete programming, beliefs, attitudes, approaches to life that maybe do come from our own subconscious programming or our karmic contracts that we came into this lifetime with that just are over, done, we're finished, we learned our lessons, it's time for a new story, as they say. Now, today we're going to be focusing on 3 particular points. They're tips. And what is necessary is to take the self image, embrace the perception that you are a vehicle for a greater contribution to humanity, and you are also a model for others. That no matter what is going on in the outer world, no matter what is going on in the inner world, there is a part of you that is connected to your soul. And that is developing over time. I mean, that's the path of a human in an incarnation on the earth plane, is to get this soul human communication going so everybody's going the right direction and in the same direction. And so, as such, what we're really looking at here is, how do you regard yourself? How do you perceive your worth, your value? Mission driven mojo is completely connected to what are you committed to do no matter what? What is not only the impact that you want to make in the world, but what is the impact you want to make on yourself? Now, when you carry that vibration, when you exude that kind of approach to life, people feel it. And more so in these times because of the expansion of consciousness that's taking place. People who are in business, who have their own business, who are entrepreneurs, as well as people who are employees, as well as householders or people who are retired and they're not necessarily quote unquote working. What is happening is a call to who you be, what you exude. And that doesn't mean that you don't be honest with the emotions you have. It does not mean that you put pretty little flowers around horrible situations. No, it means you look at what's happening and then you choose. And the choosing comes from skills and a clarity about your mission in this life to the outer world as well as to your own personal journey. And so we are on a soul journey in this tip series, in this activation series of money and magic success activations. Where money comes in is that aside from making more money and having prosperity and having financial freedom, money is a palpable, measurable evidence of the clarity of what you want and the effectiveness and the strategy of how you are going after what you want. Now, it isn't about being materialistic at the expense of a character or a character deficiency or a loss of what's really important. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that on the earth plane, if you don't have money, it's a lot harder to do what you want to do. Period. End of story. If you have abundance, if you have the freedom to access money, whether it's your own or somebody else's, you have more freedom to do what you want to do. And it doesn't get more mysterious or mystical than that. So my point here is to get you with that kind of a mindset as our ground zero. So now that we've established that, and now that we know that what is going on in your respective countries, what is going on in the world is igniting, it's triggering, it's stoking, it's stirring, it's irritating maybe, like the sand irritating the oyster and then out comes this pearl. Do not fight that. Do not get knocked over by that. Do not get incensed to the point where you cannot be productive. I had that problem. I got to tell you, in the last few years, it's been a hard road for me because I've gotten triggered a lot. And then I came to the awareness of what the bigger spiritual picture was and the role for those of us who are here to bring light and truth and love. Why? So that we can intensify the connection to our true spiritual power. Not the, let me see, how am I going to say this? Not the, not the cute words, not the poetic phrases, not the buzzwords of what spirituality and God and guidance is all about. That's now becoming more and more a joke. I'm talking about a real connection to your spiritual power that you have absolute connection to. And you bring that to, again, build the life you want and help humanity so that there is a respect and a love and appreciation for people's lives and a commitment to your spiritual power to make happen in the outer world what lives in your heart, in your inner world, which is your mission-driven mojo. So think about it. When you're focusing on something that really touches your heart and your soul, even if you have a temperature, even if you're not feeling well, you're able to eke out ideas and activities. Even if you're in bed and you can't move, you might probably find somebody who you can pass the ideas to and maybe they can carry it out. My point is that when you're doing and focusing something that you really love on what you really love, you have a lot more power, stamina, resilience, commitment, creativity, and such to do it. And when you're not dialed into that mission, that sense of direction, it's harder to get things done. It's really just that. So here are the 3 tips for you. And then I'll tell you what you can do to win a prize, to have 15 minutes with me on a Zoom call where we're going to go into the block that is keeping you small, that is causing you to procrastinate, that is having you crush your dreams maybe, that is scattering you to the point where you're not doing enough, or you're not doing anything, or you're not doing the right things for you. And we're going to have 15 minutes together where I will assist you in coming up with a game plan, an action plan of what you really would do well to do next to move your life forward. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. The 3 tips are: tip number 1, we are in pursuit of what's going to stir your mojo by connecting you to your mission. That's what we're after right now. Number 1 is for you to write down what you don't want in your life. What you don't want in your life. That is step number 1. What you don't want in your life. Step number 2 is for you to honestly perceive how you having that in your life is muting your mojo, your drive, your inspiration, your creativity, your resilience, your courage, your taking care of yourself. That's step number 2. Step number 3 is for you to remember all the times that you can recall, and you might have to do this in several settings for all 3 steps, where you faced what you needed to do, even if it was difficult, and you felt this fire. You felt this fire, and you took action, and you got things done. Now, for those of you, because my profession is, I typically work with business owners and entrepreneurs and emerging transformational leaders, as well as people who are mission-driven, period, and they want to contribute to their communities, whether they're paid for it or not. What they do is they access this fire to then go into your intuition, and as we discussed yesterday, ask the question of what can I do next? What can I do next to move my mojo forward? Or ask yourself the question, what can I do next to move my creative idea forward, even though it looks impossible, even though it's completely burdened down with all kinds of obstacles, whatever it might be, or if it's an easy road, isn't that great? Then what can I do next to just move the flow along? So your 3 steps are for you to look at what you just don't want in your life anymore. Number 2, look at how not, let me put it this way. Number 2 is when you review what you don't want in your life, how has that been stifling, suffocating, taking all the fun out of it, slowing you down, muting your creative ideas to the point of really moving things along? And step number 3 is to remember a time when you did face obstacles, where it was maybe very daunting, and yet this fire came up and you were able to move forward. And then from that space, ask yourself the question, what can I do next? And if you're a business owner, as I said, or an entrepreneur in your business, you ask yourself that question, what can I do next to move my offer along, to move my reach out for public speaking along, to work, to move forward my networking effectiveness, or whatever it might be in terms of you bringing in revenue so that you're able to keep your business where you want it to be. And the other kind of question that you could ask is, what can I do next to access more creativity? You're basically asking, what can I do next with regards to what's on your plate? Now, how all this ties into our topic of money and magic success activations is that the magic comes when you are so committed, so dialed in, where there is a seamless connection between you and what you are committed to do. You meaning the creative person, the one that takes the action, the one that brings in the resources to get it done. And that's where the magic is. The magic is who you become when you are looking at your life and you want the money, you want the ease as in magic, you want to be a contributor, you want to stand in your power, you want to stand in your truth, you want to be in the marketplace where you're credible and you might be an expert, where people recognize you as such. All of that has to do with what we did in day one, and now day two, we're amping up and putting the key in the ignition of the car, the mojo, which is your mission. Why are you doing any of this? Why are you doing any of this? So that's it for today. Now, here comes the call to action. What I'd like you to do is, after you listen to this video, hop on over to my private Facebook group, which is Light Leader Power for Success and Mission Impact. And that link is in the description of this video. And with the post that you'll see pinned to the top of the page for day two, Mission Driven Mojo, please write what was the most meaningful takeaway for you from what I said. And then I'm going to choose one person from the day number 2 thread, and I'll contact you, because you will get the gift of having 15 minutes with me where I will use my psychic abilities. I will use my energetic connection to the divine forces of great healer spirits. And we're going to find out, what is it that you are ready, that your higher self allows you to now focus on, so that you can address it, heal it, put in strategies, take actions, and get your life in a beautiful gallop. So I also have in this description on this post 2 other links. One is to my calendar, and the other is to my Soul Expansion Activation Survey. If you are feeling that, it's the quarter of the year, I want to talk to Sasha. I just want to talk to her. I want to see, what is it that I can do to bring my gifts out in the world? What is it that I need to do to stop playing so small? What is it that I need to do so that I take the actions that I know to do in the right order? Now, that's really important, to do things in the right order for what you need to do to get to where you want to go. If you are that person where you have had it, and you look at the fact that, yeah, we have completed the first quarter of the year, now am I going to drag all this stuff into the second quarter? If your answer is no, then please go ahead. Do not waste time. Just go to my calendar, fill out the survey. I'll be in touch with you, and we'll see what our journey together might be. In any case, you will get some suggestions from me, whether it's to work with me or some other resource for you. All right, I said a lot, and that's because you can handle a lot. That's because you're meant to do a lot. That's why you're here. I send you my love, and I'll see you over in the Light Leader group. Bye for now. Mwah. Bye.